Hey everybody, we are back, the Hurricane HQ, for our official 5:45 p.m. tropical update for August 13th, 2020. And today's news is Tropical Depression 11 becomes Tropical Storm Josephine. And before we start, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss the next update. And again, we have no new comments of the day. You guys have to start commenting so you can get featured on our videos. Just make sure they're weather related or related to the topic of the video, and you'll get featured. And before we start, we're going to have a special announcement at the very end of the video, so make sure you stick around until then. This is very special compared to what we usually feature on the channel, and I'm sure you all will like it. So here's our current Atlantic Basin image, and I'm sorry again about the low res, but that's totally fine. It's a little bit stretched, but over here, we're looking, this is our system. This is Tropical Storm Josephine, and right now it's not showing any impacts to land in the forecast cone right now, although Bermuda is in very grave danger from this system, because this possibly could hit him as a hurricane if it does strengthen enough by the time it gets over there. So we'll definitely have to watch this system. Here's our current infrared satellite image, and this is quite interesting. It doesn't show a complete eye yet, but it's definitely actually kind of growing in size. It's very interesting to watch this infrared satellite, and I believe this is the last 12 hours, and you can really see slight intensification of the system. Here's our average forecast tracks for August by NOAA, and as you can see, our system's probably around here, and it's most likely going to head up and actually hit Bermuda, most likely, is what the current forecasts and spaghetti models are showing, which we'll get into later. And that could be a big risk for them. So you guys, if anyone's watching this in Bermuda, you guys should prepare, because this possibly could have some major impacts. So here is our official NOAA forecast, and as you can see, here is Tropical Storm Josephine, currently at 1,005 millibars in pressure. It's located at 14.5 north by 50.6 west, and its movement is west-northwest at 14 knots or 16 miles per hour, and its maximum sustained winds of 40 knots or 45 miles per hour. And this is as of the 5 p.m. advisory. And we also are seeing this area right here, Disturbance 1, which currently has a 20% chance of developing in the next 48 hours and a 30% in the next 5 days. And everybody in the Northeast I'm sure everyone in the Northeast is saying, is this going to be the next Faye? Most likely not, although that can change. Most likely it's not going to be the next Faye. When Faye was in this area, it had a very high chance, around 80 to 90% chance. So I believe it definitely won't be the next Faye. And right now, if we look at our 5-day graphical tropical outlook, it doesn't even show it heading up the East Coast. Most likely, possibly some disruption of shipping lines, although no impacts to land. And again, that can change, but most likely no impacts, and it only has a 30% chance overall, so nothing really to worry about there. Josephine, on the other hand, it's getting a little bit too close to Bermuda for comfort. And is it possible for East Coast impacts? Yes. Is it likely? I would say no. Unless somehow it took the same track as Sandy and just turned right into the East Coast. Let's take a look at the Sandy forecast real quick. One second. 1 second again. Here's the official track then. It didn't look as nice, but it actually showed it just turn right off. Although this one shows it a little bit closer to shore. Although it just turned right into the entire Northeast, direct hit of New Jersey actually. And Pennsylvania and even New York City was hit quite bad. So that was the track for that, Sandy. And it's a slight similarity, but probably not going to happen. That's kind of unlikely. It was really steered, Sandy was, so most likely this is not another Sandy, though they can't rule that out. And it doesn't show it hitting Bermuda as anything particularly strong. Right now it shows a tropical depression as it nears it, possibly a storm as if it does continue this way, although it might just miss it. And there's currently no watches or warnings of any kind relating to the storm. Although there is a tropical storm wind extent around here, but most likely not causing any problems. Now here's our arrival times of winds, and we're going to most likely, and the only place I could see major impacts, which are not really major, but possible, is the very, very north area up here of the Western Antilles. Over here, possibly a quite tropical storm force gusts, although it's kind of unlikely, and wind speed probabilities quite high around here, and it really does get low as it gets up here, and I believe that is accurate as it does approach that very bad area for systems. It has a lot of wind shear, a lot of dry air, and a lot of dust in the air, which is it's almost like a wall. It'll get through, just it might not survive. And that's definitely what the National Hurricane Center is looking for. Will it survive or will it not? So here's our current windy forecast, and inside the storm we could see, up to 40 miles per hour, 39 to 40 miles per hour. And this is technically tropical storm force winds. And it's something definitely to watch as we head into the next few days, especially over here. Possibly some stronger winds and some possible rain, but most likely no impacts. It shows it heading right off, and over here it actually shows very low amounts of winds as it passes by and starts to weaken into Sunday, and it literally disappears off the map over here. Although that is nothing to worry about. Although up here, back in the East Coast area, in this small area, we can see some development. As it gets off the coast, this map is showing it actually start to cause some circulation and some disturbance. And we see some quite strong winds around here. Probably no effects on the East Coast at all, but something definitely to watch because it shows these winds getting dramatically high, over 32 miles per hour on Saturday. And when we get into late Saturday into Sunday, it's looking similar to that. I'm not totally sure if this is the same system or not. I'm not totally sure. Although it's definitely something to watch. It's definitely something to watch because who knows, it may become something and it may definitely turn either north or south. Again, definitely something to watch. Here's our current wind gusts, and we're looking at nothing really above 60 miles per hour, as you can see. So that is still tropical storm force gusts, but I wouldn't expect anything higher than that from this storm right now. Possibly as it moves along, stronger gusts, although once it gets over here, it's going to begin to weaken substantially, and the storm become invisible even in the gusts. Although over here is a different story. This shows quite good circulation on Monday. And wow, that's a lot of circulation right there. That is something to watch, especially for the west coast of Mexico. And now we'll jump right over to our Mike's weather page, and we're going to take a look at a few models. But first, let's jump over to Tropical Tidbits, and let's take a look at some spaghetti models. And right here, most of them now show it being that northern turn, except like 2 or 3 of them kind of head this way. If it did head this way, it would most likely affect the East Coast, and that would not be good. Had a lot of space to develop as it goes up. This one, it's like half and half almost. Some of them, although it keeps it very weak, and possibly some intensification around here, but it does keep it very weak, and I wouldn't expect too much from that from the GFS. And the Canadian model is a mess again, although one of them shows it, a few of them actually, shows it getting dangerously close to North Carolina and South Carolina. I wouldn't say South, but really North Carolina, Virginia, and even the Northeast area. So definitely something to watch on the Canadian side. And possibly some rapid intensification, as over here, this is what it shows. Possibly a major hurricane as it hits the mid-Atlantic Ocean. But definitely something to watch. Now we're taking a look at our intensity guidance model. And most of them show it staying in tropical storm status for a little while. But near almost of them bring it down into tropical depression again as it enters that area of destruction, is what I would call it. And now we're going to jump back to Mike's weather page for a few different things. First, I'm going to take a look at the wind shear map. And this is some wind shear around here. This could definitely interfere as it passes through here, and that's one killer in this storm. And also the dry air, which I'm about to show you. The dry air right here. As you can see, it's very dry around here. Very dry, except right here. Very dry. And this is going to destroy that storm and possibly could develop up here. But this area is just rapid detensification as it passes through. And it's mostly going to wrap up our forecast for the day. I don't want to make this too long, so I think we're going to jump over to what everyone's waiting for. This is our, I would say, surprise. And what you've all been waiting for is we've finally got our very own website. And yes, you heard me right. The Hurricane HQ has just gotten their own website. And you can see up here, it's www.thehurricanehq.wixsite.com/home. And I'll show you that. Right here is our website. And right on the very first page, it'll show you all of the current tropical entities. It'll show, right now, we have Tropical Storm Josephine. And this is as of our 5 p.m. update, which is the most recent one, about 58 minutes ago. And our maximum sustained winds, 45 miles per hour, minimum central pressure, 1,005 millibars, and maximum wind gusts is 60 miles per hour. And we'll also show our latest cone right here, and here's our SPC outlook. This will be updated once every day. Right here's our latest live updates, so we'll be updating this with our latest YouTube videos. And right here is our tropical weather discussion from NOAA. And this will show the latest tropical weather discussion. And if you're into that. And we also have our search bar here. And if you have anything to say, right here, this chat bubble, leave your comments. And I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I hope you guys like the new website. You can comment down below the video if there's anything you would like me to do the website, and On mobile phones, it's currently in its beta stages, so if you're on mobile phone, you can check it out. Just don't judge, because I still have to do a lot of work on the mobile version. This is optimized for tablet and laptop already, so probably in the next few days I'll get the mobile version done, and you'll be able to see all of the latest updates very fast. And I might decide to add a little bit more data. I'm not totally sure. Please leave feedback. Also, I have another announcement. We are finally a multi-platform video channel, and we have now gotten, I believe it's pronounced Vimeo. It's similar to YouTube, and we just got our own channel. It's vimeo.com/ I'm sorry about the background noise, everybody. It's vimeo.com/ the Hurricane HQ, and you can find our latest update on here, our intro, and we might even do a few Vimeo exclusives. I don't know, maybe a behind the scenes thing. So you can definitely check out our Vimeo site, and maybe even follow us if you would like that. And yes, everybody, we are mainly on YouTube. Our live streams will still be on YouTube. Just we'll post our videos a little after the live stream is complete on Vimeo, so you'll be able to see that. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And before we end this, subscribe and ring the bell.